Well, hello, welcome back to Tailored Cabins. In the previous video, I mentioned a couple boxes that the UPS guy left by my pole barn, and I said that we would talk about those when I got down to Southern Ohio. So I'm about 10 minutes out from getting there, and I'll show you what was in those boxes when I arrive. Okay, so this is the front windshield for my Polaris mid-size 570. As you can see, let me get it away from the protection here. Hopefully you're not getting reflections off all the lights in here. This is the way the windshield would sit. There are two spots for vents here. It's got a protective coating on here right now. It's made of a hard-coated polycarbonate. It is UV resistant. It's pretty durable. I had no issues with the half windshield that's been on my UTV now for the last couple of years. And it's going to be pretty easy to assemble. So it comes with the windshield itself. There is some insulation here that is going to go all the way around the windshield. These are the vents that need to be assembled and put in here. There's pre-drilled holes to install that. And these vents will be able to open and close to help with hotter days when you want to get some air circulation moving in. And then you have your Velcro clamps that are two on each side, an upper and a lower. Should be pretty simple to install. I do have a roof on my UTV made from a different manufacturer that I got many years ago. I don't think that's going to interfere with the top here, but we'll find that out. Way back when, I did do a video on the half windshield and I did some wind tests. I had my little animal meter here to detect what the wind speed is coming through, and I did several tests without the windshield, with the windshield, what the difference was. And basically with the half windshield is it helped alleviate a lot of that big rush of wind coming through when you're riding on the UTV, especially when you get up to 30 miles per hour. It doesn't eliminate it all. It helps deflect a little bit of bugs and stuff like that. When it comes to inclement weather, if it's raining, that rain would still come in. And the same with the snow. And typically we use our UTVs mostly during hunting season. It's always inclement weather around that time. I've had to deal with some pretty good snow actually the last couple of years. And I used to do a combination of the half windshield with a flexible windshield that I got for like 15 bucks off of Facebook Marketplace. And that was okay. You couldn't really do any great speeds with it. It was a little difficult to put on because of the roof I have on there and take off. I think this will be more reliable, a little bit more permanent. Hopefully once it's on there, it'll stay on and I won't be taking it on and off. And we'll see how well these vents do. It's pretty warm out there right now. We've been having a heat wave, but I'm going to pre-assemble all this stuff and then we'll go outside and try to clamp it in. A little instruction manual. Okay, first thing that you need to do is install this weather stripping. You'll notice there's a flatter part and a part with a little bit more cushion. The cushion will go on the inside of the windshield. Just slides in. You might need a lightweight rubber mallet to get this to fit in tightly. Just let me get it started here. So I've got all the weather stripping on. This is probably going to be the most time consuming part of this job. It didn't go too bad. It just slides right in here. Just tap it in. Like I said, a small rubber mallet would probably help you out a little bit. Next up we have the vents here. Again, the way this windshield is situated, this would be the outside of the windshield if I were looking straight on at the UTV. All right, so this would be the outside part. This would come right into here. As you can see, it's raised up a little bit, so it's going to catch the air that's coming as you're moving forward and then deflect that back inside to the UTV. Now the inside part will allow air to come in, or you can close it. So we'll see how much air we're going to get out of this. This is a good day to test it. It's pretty warm out there. And then it comes with the necessary screws and also a little Allen wrench. Basically, you don't really need any tools for this install, except for cutting the weather stripping. Pretty straightforward. So you'll see that you have your screws here, and there's only one way that these can go on. So on the outside, this is going to just line up right with your screws. Then on the inside, there are no nuts or bolts, it's just screws. If you see the way this is tapered, from the inside, this will just line up with your top piece, and your screws will just go right through. So pretty simple. Now I am using a lighter weight cordless screwdriver that's not going to go through this plastic. You don't want to use an impact or a good sized drill. This is lightweight and it's not going to be overpowering. Okay, that is that. All we have to do is take it outside and strap her in. Pretty nice, actually. I haven't strapped it down yet, but just a preliminary fit here. Didn't interfere with my roof at all. Also, didn't interfere. I kind of, if you can see my little LED light up here, I got the cable kind of running through. And I think with the thick insulation like that, it's not going to affect me having to reroute that wire. Also, I have some wires that go up and down the channel here. So the wire comes up here, comes over and then out. And I have a couple zip ties that are holding that wire in. But this is pliable and flexible enough that I don't think it's going to affect it. So let's get some straps on here. So the goal is, again, to get this little slot into here. So this is how this is going to sit. You come around with your Velcro, loop it through. And then you're going to send it back in through the windshield. Snug it up and tighten it. All right, that wasn't too bad. I've got this bottom one on, and again, I have some cabling and some zip ties there, but seems like it's not interfering. Didn't have to reroute anything or move anything. Cool. Okay, all 4 Velcro straps are on, or vents are on. Time to go for a little test drive. Down on wind. If I take out my little wind meter here, I just hold it up. Getting 5 miles per hour, 6 miles per hour. And I'm doing about 32 miles per hour on the UTV. So most of the wind is coming from behind me, coming forward. Driver's position. Wind is around 5 miles per hour. Just drop down to 3. Alright, so this is a pretty dusty road normally this time of year. They haven't put any oil out, which is good because I hate when they do that. But it will create a lot of dust. And I'm wondering if I create dust behind me, if that vacuum coming from the back is going to come in here. You're going to hear an occasional stone now and then get kicked up and probably hit the frame or the body of the UTV, but usually it doesn't hit the windshield or come inside. Now I can see this is going to be much better when it comes to inclement weather, keeping that cold wind off of you and the elements. I don't have doors yet, and I don't know if I ever will have doors, but this is going to make a big difference for us. Right now I have the vents open and then you can feel air coming through. If I put my little meter here, now I've slowed down because of the road conditions. I'm only doing about 20 miles per hour. But the breeze coming through the vent right now, 8 miles per hour. I don't know if you can see it or not, but when I do get the speed up to about 30 miles per hour, there's a little bit of flex in the windshield. I think that's going to be natural just for the plexiglass aspect of it. It's not going to be stiff and rigid like a glass windshield. Thanks. 100 acres for $540,000. I remember when this went up for sale a couple years ago, it was right around $280,000. Okay, so that is the StarkNight, or StarkNight, depending on how you want to pronounce it, polycarbonate windshield. The vents were okay. It was hard to get them to be directional towards your face if you wanted to cool off that way. Most of the wind seemed to just come down and down towards the steering wheel in this area of your body. This one is a little bit looser than that one, so this one might stay. If it's going to be directed towards your face, maybe I'll work on a way of tightening this up a little bit or modifying that so maybe you could get a little bit more directional out of it. But I think it's going to make a world of difference come this hunting season. Now there is no windshield wipers on here, but again I don't have doors on, so it'd be pretty easy for me to have a rag or a little squeegee and just clear that up if I planned on riding in the rain or being out in the rain. Most of the time when it is raining, you could see pretty good through the windshield, and I could even see through that plastic one that I used to have. That visibility is not that great even when it's not raining. So, but that was it. It was pretty easy to put on. I got about 8 miles of wind speed coming through here, doing about 32 miles per hour on the road. And that's going to vary depending on the wind and weather out there. But just to give you an idea, it is throwing some air. I think this is going to increase getting dust from behind you a little bit when you're riding. Feels like I got my phone here to monitor this camera up here, and I do have a little coating of dust on it compared to when we started. If you are following somebody, that dust is not going to come head on and straight at you, but it might come around into the back. But we might have a remedy for that. I'm planning on trying a rear windshield, but I wanted to try this out first, just see how it was and compare without one, and then put one on and see what happens with the wind and dynamics and all that stuff. So there'll be another video out on that, probably a short one. I won't dwell on it too long, but I just wanted to get this out, talk about the windshield a little bit, the ease of installation. This comes in right around $200. Of course, I'll leave links down below and any information on this windshield if I can get any coupon codes or anything like that. But that is going to do it for today. I appreciate everybody watching. Hope you enjoy and subscribe to these videos. Click on that little bell when you want to know when news is coming out. And keep an eye on us. Take care, everybody. Let's get inside. It's getting kind of toasty out here.